This week, we've got the lady lawyer from Landman who makes even Billy Bob Thornton button his lip. That's next on Brio TV, the podcast. Hi, everybody. It's Bill Brio here, your host for this episode, and we've got somebody fun. We've got Kayla Wallace, and she is the breakout star, the breakout Canadian on Landman, Paramount Plus drama. It's from hitmaker Taylor Sheridan, of course. It's already been renewed for a third season after setting records with its season 2 premiere, which drew over 9.2 million. What am I, Trump? 9.2 million viewers in just 2 days, making it the most watched season premiere ever on Paramount Plus. The drama, about a Texas oil landman played by Thornton, boasts an all-star cast including Demi Moore, Ali Larder, and Sam Elliott. Wallace joins another Canadian in the cast, veteran actor Colin Fiore. The Victoria, BC actress is also known for her very romantic role on the Super Channel drama, When Calls the Heart. Been on that for a couple of seasons, and that's where she met and married her husband, Kevin McGarry. Yes, all you McGarrys, please don't break the internet. Hands off Kayla and Kevin. They're expecting their first child, as the actress confirms as our conversation begins. Hello, Kayla.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Congratulations on Landman. We watch this show, every minute of it, every week, and it's fantastic, and you're very, very good on it. So it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's fun and crazy, and man, you're already renewed for a third season. You've set records at Paramount for viewership, 9.2 million global streaming views. This is pretty cool, right?
It's out of this world. I mean, I didn't really expect this much love. I mean, I knew it was very special, but people really love this show, and I'm so grateful.
Well, it's a lot of fun. And I read somewhere, is this true that you actually, when you auditioned, you were reading for another character, excuse me, and Taylor Sheridan was so impressed that he created Rebecca for you. Is that true?
Well, the Rebecca character did exist before, but yeah, I did audition for another part, for the Ainsley role, and the Rebecca character, it was written originally as somebody a little bit older than me, and then ultimately Taylor thought that this would work out in the long run, and I think it really did. Yeah, so Rebecca, she existed before, but it was written as an older character. So when he cast me in it, he got to play with the ageism and those sort of themes that we got to see last season. Very grateful for how it turned out.
Yeah, it's turning out great. My God, that last week's episode, I mean, the airplane turbulence, that looked very real. How was that shot? I'm really curious. I mean, obviously you're not in an airplane that's going through turbulence.
No. Thank God.
Did it take days to shoot that? How did you do it?
We shot all of that stuff in one day. So wow. They built an inside of a private jet to match what the real thing looked like. They built it on a rig in our studio. And then however they did it, they could jiggle us around and kind of turn it into a roller coaster ride, essentially. On top of that, there's that part where the backpack goes flying past us when I'm at my most drunken moment.
Yeah.
So they had that backpack tied to a cord, and somebody was at the back of the plane and they had a little hole in the wall that you didn't see, and they yanked it. So everything was very safe. But our crew is amazing. I mean, they made it look pretty real, I think.
That was an astonishing scene. Do you have a fear of flying?
I can get anxious, and the irrational thoughts, maybe not irrational because things happen on an airplane, but I can get anxious and let my mind get the best of me in moments. But I have to fly so much in my career that
I'm sure you do.
Kind of have to put that to rest, because you just got to toughen up and trust it'll be okay.
Or drink whatever Rebecca was drinking.
Or that.
Yeah, maybe.
That helps.
Where is Landman shot?
It's shot in mainly Fort Worth, Texas, which is outside of Dallas, about 45 minutes from Dallas. And we shot a lot of it in Fort Worth. And then a lot of the oil stuff, we got to travel a little bit more west. And we shot some stuff in True Midland last season, and I think they might have this season as well.
It obviously very authentic geography and everything with the oil wells. It's amazing. Your background, I mean, you've shot Hallmark movies. You've been on When Calls the Heart. Very different role, Rebecca. Were you looking to sort of blow up your old image? Was it just accidental that you found this role, or you must be delighted to have played such a 180 person this time, right?
I mean, I from the moment I started in this career, I just wanted to be able to pay my bills and do the thing that I love, which is storytelling. So, any job that you come across that is exciting to you, you say yes, because and especially when it's a Taylor Sheridan show. I mean, that just blows me out of the water all the time that I'm part of this show. But yeah, quite the different tone that we're working in on Landman compared to what I was used to.
I bet, especially the scene last night after the plane ride when we get to see Rebecca let her hair down afterwards in the hotel room. That was a lot of fun. I mean, it was pretty cool to play that character and to see that character. Usually she's kicking ass and scaring other lawyers. So exactly. It must have been fun to play such a vulnerable scene, right?
Yeah. It just makes me more curious about who she is and how she'll be in those moments. And, she always has to have a toughness to her that she can handle a certain amount of crisis in most times, unless you put her on a plane, apparently. But so she always has to have a strength to her, but to be put in these new situations and somewhat uncomfortable situations for her. It was a lot of fun to find where she'd be strong and the things that she'd care about and the things that she just would brush off her shoulder. But I think she also is kind of intrigued by this guy too.
Yeah, I bet. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes for sure. We'll be back with Kayla Wallace in just a moment. Okay, so we all know that there's a mountain of entertainment on Paramount Plus, but what's on top of the mountain this month? Well, the big news is that Billy Bob Thornton returns as oil-soaked rig fixer Tommy Norris in Season 2 of Landman. The 10 new episodes features Demi Moore as Norris's new lady boss and Sam Elliott as his daddy pops. Besides more Landman, this December kicks off with a bang as Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning lands on the platform, along with every other Mission Impossible film in the entire series. Paramount Plus is also bringing plenty of seasonal favorites, including Scrooged, Rock and Roll Christmas, Double Holiday, and Mistletoe and Menorahs. And don't forget about Pluto TV. They'll be streaming holiday favorites all month long, including seasonal episodes of TV shows such as South Park and Cheers. And unlike everything else about the holidays, everything on Pluto TV is completely free. And we're back with Kayla. Is there somebody, do you have someone in mind when you're playing this character? Is it any element of it? Is it all on the page, or is Rebecca in part of you? You know, where does it come from?
I mean, I think with every character I've played, I see a part of myself in them, or I find a thing that sort of ties me to them, or that I can relate to. With Rebecca, it's definitely that vulnerable side to her, and I hope we get to keep seeing who she is, more softer sides to her. But I mean, the confrontational stuff is so much fun to play. I'm not like that in real life. So a lot of family members, except for my dad, who is like, that's exactly how you talk to me as a teenager. I know that girl.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Well, good for your dad. And Taylor Sheridan, my goodness, all the women on this show are fantastic. The voices that they have are all so distinct. He writes pretty much the whole show, doesn't he? Have you talked to him about how he's able to really give voice to all these female characters in such an authentic and fun way?
It's amazing how many shows that he's got under his wing at all times, and how he can write so many characters and so many dynamic characters, let alone the women, because they're all so powerful and strong and different from one another. So I don't know how he does it. He's incredible. He has such a brilliant mind, and I feel very honored that I get to play one of his characters.
Yeah, I bet. My goodness, Ali Larder is just ripping it up this season as well. She's fantastic.
Isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody on the show is just so much fun. And, often you think of Sheridan's show sometimes as for men, like he's done a lot of strong male characters, but I watch with my wife, everybody is the whole, it's very entertaining. It's not a male or female show, is it?
No, not at all. I think there's this aspect to Landman, this sense of hope and this relatability of this dysfunctional family and a guy just trying to make it through his work week that a lot of people are relating to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a wonderful thing that I've heard a lot in, if I pass people on the street, they're like, oh, I love watching this show with my partner.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a show that multiple ages and different types of people are enjoying.
Yeah, and what a cast! I mean, talk to me about Billy Bob Thornton. I've met him. I've interviewed him. They have the press tours in L.A. I would go down with other critics and talk there, and I had a lovely conversation. He seems so intimidating, but man, oh man, was it fun talk? No, he was I learned more about the CFL. The guy's a huge CFL fan. I
didn't know that.
Well, ask him about. He went to I think he was shooting in Calgary for the Detectives or one of that series that was shot there, and they took him to a game, and it was Saskatchewan, and he couldn't believe there were guys stripped to the waist in winter in Canada with watermelons on their head. He was fascinated by the Canadian Football League. So so that's the impression you have, is Billy Bob is not just the intimidating guy we see on screen then.
He's not. He's incredibly thoughtful, and he sets the tone for how things are on our set. He says hi to everybody. He's not complaining about anything. He's there as a team player, and yeah, he's a very kind guy. And I think that, I mean, I hadn't known too much about him other than watched his work before that.
Yeah.
So I was expecting like Bad Santa.
Right.
That's not what he is. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of rock and roll in him. He's a super cool dude that lives this other life of being a rock star.
Yeah.
But yeah, a very genuine, down to earth guy.
Yeah, seems to be. That makes it fun. Y'all come back after this short break. Christmas arrives in style this season on Super Channel Heart and Home. What have they got? Well, the Super Channel original series Crossroad Springs premieres December 24th. Dynamic duo Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson star in another sweet Christmas only on Super Channel starting December 19th. This year's holiday lineup features 8 Canadian premieres starring fan favorites Carson Kressley, Kim Johnson-Herjavec, Melissa Melotti, Paul Green, Daniel Lissing, and many more. The all-Canadian streaming service offers viewers exceptional entertainment value, uncut and commercial-free, with 4 diverse channels: Super Channel Fuse, Heart and Home, Vault, and Quest, plus access where available to Super Channel On Demand. Where can you get it? Well, from most cable providers across the country. So, hang some mistletoe and sign up today. Here she is again, Kayla Wallace. And Colm Fiore, my goodness, there's sort of Canadian acting royalty there, right? I mean,
that's right.
It's you two are the Canucks on the show. Do you get to have ketchup chips, or is there some special? No, just kidding.
I was just saying earlier that we just sit in the green room and drink maple syrup together. Of course, we have to.
But it must be. Did you ever worked with him before in anything in Canada? No. I'd
never worked with him before. My husband is from Ontario, and he, was him and his family, let me in on how wonderful he is. I hadn't ever worked with him before, but I mean, and then experiencing that and getting to play off of his genius mind, it's really great, and we get to play off each other a lot this season.
Oh, great. Good.
These two characters are kind of butting heads a lot this season, which is a lot of fun to play.
Right.
And finding our way within that.
They're going to need all the lawyers they can get this season, I think.
I know.
I did a podcast with Kevin, with your husband, a couple of years ago, and we talked about he's from off the shore of Lake Huron there, I think. So he would know Colm from Stratford. I think
that's right.
Kevin was on stage there as well for a while, I think, right?
I should know this.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but my point is, I interviewed Kevin and I nearly broke the internet, like these McGarrys. What the? I know. What the? Like I couldn't believe the response to that.
There's a strong fan group.
Yes.
And a force of mainly ladies that are just in love with him. I get it. I'm very in love with him. But yeah, the McGarry fan base is a force to be reckoned with.
It is. Yeah, I've discovered that. But good for you guys. And are you from Vancouver, from Victoria? Where are you specifically from?
I grew up in Shawnigan Lake, which is a little town on Vancouver Island.
Wow. And
from there moved to Victoria, then Vancouver, and now working in Texas, which is crazy.
Well, good. That's the dream of every Canadian actor. Make it in the States and Texas, why not? So you've already shot the entire season, I'm sure. So you know what's coming up. And you can't tell me anything about that. But there's a third season as well. Do you have favorite shows? Do you have much time to watch television? Do you have stuff that you like to see?
I do now. I have a lot of time right now.
Good.
I'm in hibernation right now, very pregnant and sitting on my couch enjoying all the snacks, and I have a lot of downtime, so I've got some series on the go.
Well, my goodness, congratulations. I didn't realize.
Thanks.
So that's very exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a 2-year-old grandson. My daughter Katie is 35, and her husband Mo. So it's so fantastic. So blessings to you both. That's great news. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. Gonna have to write that right around you next season. What's going to be interesting. We're coming up on New Year's. I just asking everybody, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Oh, I mean, this year looks a little different for me. I mean, I will be even more pregnant coming up in the new year, so I haven't really thought about that. We're about to step into this new chapter of our lives, and I just feel very grateful that things are happening the way they are happening, and I haven't really thought too much about New Year's resolutions, to be honest.
Well, I'm catching you a bit early. Do you still, is Vancouver, is that area still a home there? Or are you back and forth, or have you moved to LA?
Yeah. No, Vancouver's home. I travel a lot for work, but Vancouver, Canada, still my home.
We'll be back with Kayla Wallace in just a moment. Well, time once again to check in with Emily Gagne at Hollywood Suite. Emily, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Look at you.
I know. I had to put my Santa hat on because we have lots of festive favorites on Hollywood Suite this month.
Festive favorites. Usually you guys zig when everyone else zags. So what does that mean? What kind of festive favorites do you have?
We have a lot of modern festive favorites, like something like The Holiday, which is like one of our number one movies every year. People love it. But like The Family Stone, which has the late, great Diane Keaton in it. Or, my personal favorite, the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
You like that one the best?
I don't know if it's the best, but I like it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm waiting for the Family Sly Stone Christmas. I think that would be awesome.
I would definitely watch that, and I would push for us to get it on Hollywood Suite for sure.
Okay, great. What else do you have? Anything else you want to promote for December?
I think we've got a lot of cozy comfort movies like Mamma Mia or Field of Dreams, just movies that you love to watch when you're home with your family and just, want to have a night in. So whether you're celebrating or just keeping it easy, we got something for you.
All right. Well, it sounds perfect. Emily, you have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
Happy New Year, Bill.
Take care. And we're back with Kayla. So mainly, it's hard to ask any questions about the series. Did you talk to any lawyers? You're very effective when you walk into those rooms and kick ass. Is it just on the page, or had you played lawyers before?
I'd never played a lawyer before. Mm-hmm. I remember reading that deposition scene in episode 4 where I just go on forever and seeing like the chunks of dialogue of words that I had no idea what any of them meant. I was terrified. That was I think in December, I want to say, before we shot season 1. There was a huge learning curve for me. I have one friend who's a lawyer who I was talking to a little bit about, would this happen? Is this real? But mainly I dove into watching live trials and going back and like watching the whole real OJ case and all of these like celebrity trials. I figured they'd be a little bit heightened.
Yeah, no
in
kidding.
performance. I mean, litigation is really a performance in itself. So I really was interested in learning about the art of litigating. And I found myself like, calling out, I can't think of the word right now because I haven't had enough coffee today, but, I would be like, calls for speculation. Like I would call out these, these calls before the lawyer would even say it. I found myself so interested in the art of litigating, and I went that route, kind of learning the most I can about that world.
Well, when I was a student at University of Toronto, a summer job I had was in the courthouse downtown in Toronto, and I watched all these amazing lawyers. And you're right; these are men and women are tremendous actors. There's a lot of technique and voice and everything else, right?
Absolutely, it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, and the facts aren't always the thing that will dictate the outcome of a case. A good litigator, a good lawyer can paint a picture, and especially if it's a jury trial, can steer things in a certain direction. So I find all of that very interesting.
I bet. When you were growing up, at what point did you know this is what you wanted to do?
I think I knew from a pretty young age that I wanted to be in performing arts. I was that musical theater kid and tap dancing, and I was always on a stage from the age of like 7 onward. So I knew that I loved performing. I loved being in the spotlight. Honestly, I just loved being on stage and putting on a show. And then it wasn't until high school where we had a couple Vancouver actors visit our high school acting program and sort of talk about their career. And I was like, oh, you can make a living off of being on TV and being in movies? Well, that's pretty cool. And I never looked back.
It probably helps to grow up in an area where there's so much production, right? That Vancouver and the studios, there's so many big shows over the years, over your lifetime, based in right there, right?
Yeah, it was a great place to get started in because there was so much going on, so much filming. And I mean, at the time when I was starting, you were auditioning in person. That doesn't really happen as much anymore. But it was a great place to, I started off with a couple commercials, and then, you move into the next step and the next step. And ultimately, it led me to where I am right now. So,
wow.
And on top of that, there's still so much going on in Vancouver.
Yes, no, that's fantastic. What was your first commercial?
It was an Olay commercial.
Oh, really?
Washing my face.
Wow.
I never saw it. It was one of an online commercial. I don't know if it aired internationally, but it was like a washing my face, and then it showed me dancing. I had to dance in it, like a contemporary type.
You got to use all your talents. That's pretty good.
That's right.
Were there actresses? Are there people you always looked up to and thought, gee, that's the career I want. I'd love to, follow this person career? I
mean, not as much as so many people do in our career. I definitely have people along the way that I take inspiration from, but I just love doing it so much that's kind of my focus. I really love comedy. I love to play in that world, and finding comedic timing. I find that a lot of fun to do. I hope that there's more of that for me in my future. because I just love playing in that world.
Well, it shows in that airplane scene. Like, you just let it rip. You're just having fun, but it's just such a departure from who the Rebecca we've seen before, right?
Totally.
So I'm sure if Taylor, so it must inspire Taylor Sheridan and others to write toward that for you in upcoming scenes. So that'll be fun.
I hope so. More watermelon juice being spilled all over me and all that fun stuff.
They should do a scene where you and Billy Bob go to a CFL game.
I'd love that. I'll pitch it next season.
Give it a try. You never know. Well, congratulations, Kayla, on many levels, on your career and on the great news ahead. That's just so wonderful. And your head must be spinning. People must be, you must be getting other parts offered because of all your exposure. It must be a very exciting time for you.
Well, it is a very exciting time in many different ways. I'm so excited to see how next year unfolds.
Terrific. Thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. My thanks again to Kayla Wallace, who's just having a great season on Landman. Thanks to my technical producer, Phil Hong, for taking the audio and video evidence from the fine folks at Paramount and presenting it to our jury of listeners. Kudos to the Crispy Critters. I'm talking BJ Del Conte, Paul Boudra, Piano Man Stephen Dudley, for providing the music that we hear on these episodes. And finally, thank you, listener, and listen. Have a safe and happy New Year. It's active. I'm getting